Welcome to the video 9. Motivation. Getting a regular kick in the pants to keep you going. Imagine like a flash, you suddenly get the most amazing business idea. It may have struck you the middle of the night, and no matter what's going on, you drop everything and start working on your new idea. Sometimes you forget to eat, sometimes you hardly sleep at night because you'd rather work on your idea than sleep. But then, the seemingly inevitable happens. You lose the passion. Your enthusiasm wanes. Indeed, you get a little bored working on your project, and eventually you stop working on it. And soon enough, the cycle repeats when another idea hits you. Now, does that story sound familiar? Well, that's what I thought. But if you said no, then let me tell you that that is a lie. Stop kidding yourself if you think that this is something which would never happen to you, because this is something which happens to everyone. See, you get all fired up about a project, but you can't seem to hang on to the enthusiasm for more than a few weeks. As you probably already figured out, part of it is fear. Your enthusiasm wanes because that way you don't finish the project, and when you don't finish the project, you don't have to be faced with success or failure. Life continues as it is, which is a safe place to be. But you want more. You wouldn't be reading this report if you didn't want more. So here's how to give yourself a regular dose of motivation and keep you fired up, or keep that fire burning right in your belly throughout the duration of the project. You gotta set goals and write them down. We all have goals, and we need to realize that. And when you realize that, then write them. But those who write their goals, they're likely to achieve their goals more often. Why? Two reasons. First, writing them down crystallizes your goals. It keeps you on track because you know exactly where you're going. You're less likely to wander off and get distracted by the next bright, shiny idea that catches your eye. Alright, and then secondly, put your goals down on a paper. Put your goals down on paper because that's going to make you more committed. You always feel guilty if you don't follow through. After all, you basically made a promise to yourself. It's a commitment. And psychological study, and it's a proven psychological study of commitment and continuity. Now, here's a tip. Write down both your big and small goals. You see, if you just write down your big goals, it will seem like it takes forever to reach them. And that will again rub off the enthusiasm because you will start feeling that you're not achieving. Because a big goal might take like 6 months to like even 1 year for you to achieve. And if that is one goal which you want to achieve, then that's a great thing. But after 3 months or 4 months or 5 months, when you have not achieved that goal, because you're not supposed to achieve that goal, because it's a big goal, right? I mean, it's going to take 6 months or like 1 year, and you cannot do anything to accelerate that because things take time. Like a relationship takes the time to ripen up. It's a similar way, your goals, your ideas, your business plan, they need time, right? But if you have small goals set up, then you will be able to reward yourself. You will be happy because if you have let's take this example. You have a great goal of making an authority website, right? You want to be one of those guys, who are big shots. And an authority website is nothing but a website where you talk about big shots of a particular niche. Okay, let's take one example. Let's say selfgrowth.com is one of the authority websites. So what happens for them is when you go and look for big shots name in the internet, not only the big shots, even the budding stars and people who are actually growing at this point of time, or people who have achieved something in their life. Amazingly, you will get the selfgrowth.com's report at the first page in Google when you do it. That's what an authority website is. And obviously this kind of thing takes a real long time to achieve, even if you spend a lot of money, because you need to do a lot of research and stuff like that. But if you have small goals which you have set, then obviously you will see the results sooner. right? So if you have like 5 or 6 small goals in the span of 6 months, and if you plan to achieve one goal in like 15 or 20 days, then that's a great thing, because for 15 to 20 days your enthusiasm will be there. I mean, you need to keep it. There has to be sustaining force. And you have to just put on catalysts all the time. You need to learn more. You need to track the stats. You need to see what's working, what's not. Keep yourself on fire all the time to achieve the small goals. And these small goals are gonna make the big goal. I mean, they'll help you achieve the big goal as soon as possible. So once again, let me tell you this, that having a big goal is a great thing. In fact, that's exactly what you need to have in your life in order to succeed. But having small goals are equally important, because they are the real measure sticks, the real yardsticks, and you will get to know what's exactly happening. You see, if you just write down the big goals, it really becomes very difficult. Okay, so let's move to the next point here. For example, let's go to the next example of this, because this is so important. I just want to stress a little more on that, right? So let's suppose your goal is to make $1 million a year, but if you're like a lot of business people, it'll likely take you more time to reach that point. But in the interim, there are plenty of other small goals worth celebrating. Your first dollar, your first $1,000, your first $10,000 a month, or so on. So focus on your small goals. All right, focus on your small goals too. That way you will feel accomplished as you reach those smaller milestones. And that feeling of accomplishment will keep you going for a long time as you make a steady march towards the biggest goal. Does that mean you should forget about the big goals? Absolutely not. You want to write those down too. You'll want to put them on your dream board. You'll want to think about them every single solitary day. But the difference is that the big prize isn't the only goal you're working towards. You'll be working towards plenty of smaller goals, and it's these smaller goals that will create bridges to your larger goals. Now, here's one thing which many people refrain doing. In fact, I'm one of those guys. But what I've learned from my experience and observation, I think this is what you need to do. You need to tell others about your goals. See, it works the same way as writing it down. In that, it makes your vision clear about your goals and helps you commit to your goals. Indeed, telling others is an even bigger commitment than merely writing your goals down. Think about it. Let's suppose you tell your family that you want to write an ebook, or you're developing a software. All right, then you'll be probably asked plenty of questions. They will ask you a lot of questions about your goals, which helps you focus on what you really want to achieve. But also, they'll probably ask you again in a few weeks or a few months. You just know they will say something like, "How's an ebook coming along?" Right? So it's very important. So this is a real good kick in the pants. It's a real kind of motivator right there. But you need to be really very careful with this strategy. However, this particular strategy can either make you or break you. That's because if you tell the wrong people, the strategy could actually backfire. Namely, if you tell naysayers, all right, and the doubters about a goal, they will come at you with so much negative talk that they could actually they could actually just rub you off, But the bottom line is here, only tell your goals, all right, to people with similar kind of dreams, all right, hopes and dreams to those who know you will absolutely support you. If you like the strategy, then you will love the next strategy. It's getting an accountability partner. Okay. Now, when we say partner, the first thing that comes to mind is a spouse, and second thing could be a business partner if you're thinking that way. Now, what's even better than publicly committing to goal by writing it down and telling other people? Simple. Taking it up a notch by giving or getting an accountability partner and giving them the responsibility to track things down for you. I'm not talking about hiring a virtual assistant. I'm talking about someone with whom you meet every day. Right? I'm talking about someone who has same kind of dream. You see, if you just tell other people about your goal, they may or may not ask you about it because they are not interested on that. I mean, even if they're your closest family, They might be interested because they love you, right? And they will be interested just because they love you, not because they love the idea you got. Or if they're doing their own job or something, then obviously they have a lot of different things to do. They have a life to live, right? So they cannot keep asking you or poking you all the time. In fact, in my case, what happened was, which I realized like after 1.5 years, that when I set my goals to a group of my friends, I mean there were like 3 people, all right, they asked me about what I'm doing for like 1 month, and the second month, and for like 3 or 4 months, then they stopped asking about it. So, and I thought that they are not interested in my thing anymore, so I stopped talking about that. But after 8 months, they asked me again about the same thing, and it was amazing because all 3 of them asked me together. So that means that it was there in their mind. It's not like you told the 3 people, they asked you for a couple of days, couple of weeks, and then they forgot, and then after 8 or 9 months, just one of those guys is asking you again. They actually planned this, because after 4th month, when they asked me about what's going on, I kind of gave them a negative answer. I was like, you know what, I don't know. I mean, I'm doing this thing since past 4 months. I thought it'll be done in like 6 months, but it looks like it's going to take like over 1 year. So I don't know what's going to happen. So they thought that if they keep poking me, if they keep asking me about what I'm doing and what I'm achieving, then I might feel bad and I'll be bogged down. So they are real friends. So I don't blame them. But yes, at one point of time, I actually got them wrong, because I thought that they're not interested and they're not given. And they're not with me in my things, So that was it. So here's where I said that you need to get an accountability partner. Accountability partner is different. Your partner knows what you're supposed to be doing. She knows she's supposed to ask you about it. All right. And I'm saying she instead of he, because I have an accountability partner. She is no one but my fiance. All right. So here's how the thing is going to roll, okay? See, now just consider this for a moment. If you know someone is going to touch base with you every day, or maybe every few days, depending on your arrangements, it's very hard for you to procrastinate, be a perfectionist, or make excuses. See, your partner simply won't let you do it. Now think about this from your perspective. How will you feel if your partner calls you up and asks you what you did today, and all you did was sit on the couch and watch daytime talk shows? You will feel lousy, you'll be angry, and you will either have to come clean, which will make you feel like a dope, right? Or you will have to lie to your partner, which you probably won't do. I won't do that, at least. And so every day your partner is going to ask you about your project. The only way for you to feel good on the phone call is to actually do the work, so you have something good to report. Now that's a powerful motivator. Now there's a tip that I want to give you guys. Choose an accountability partner who has similar goals. That means if you're starting down an online business path, your best bet is to find someone else who's starting their online business too at the same time. But then again, it's totally under your discretion. You need to exercise your descriptive powers, because it might be someone else who is already successful a bit, and you can make them the accountability partner for a reason, for a good reason, of course, because they might be just a little ahead of you. That means that what you have achieved now, they might have achieved the same thing like 6 months ago, and they are in the next level at this point of time. So when they are your accountability partner, they probably know that what exactly you're supposed to do and how much time it's supposed to take for you to do something. Rather than if you have someone who is exactly in the same place where you are, that's a good thing anyways, because it'll be more of a brainstorming session with him or her when you're actually discussing, or when you're actually asking him or her the same question when they're doing the same thing. When you ask them that what's up with their ebook which they're writing, they might just answer, and then they might just answer the same question. But since you both are on the same level, you both don't really have a clue that how much time it is actually gonna take, or how much time it's supposed to take to write an ebook of that kind. But if there is someone who's already done that done the same thing like 6 months ago or like 1 year ago, then know that writing an ebook on that particular topic is not, it's not supposed to take more than 15 days. So if like it's only 15 days, and if you have done like 50 or 60% of the book, then they will be able to actually tell you that, you know what, you're going good, and they would appreciate that if they want to put it, if they really are a good friend of yours. So they will tell you that 15 days is a great thing, but you need to be a little more fast, or maybe you just need to put some more effort on this to get this thing done in the next 5 or 7 days, because it's not supposed to take like more than 15 days. But since it's taken that long, it's okay, because maybe you can use this experience in the next time when you write the next book, and that's gonna just make the whole thing a little more faster. But that's what an accountability partner is. So you need to choose the accountability partner very carefully and tactfully, because choosing a wrong accountability partner can lead to many problems, and the problems are nothing but some personal problems. It'll be like you who will be bogged down if you don't have a good accountability partner, right? If you don't choose a good accountability partner, the accountability partner, you think your friend, you might be thinking that he's your friend, but they just might be someone who's a little jealous of you anyways, and they might just show you the wrong path. So you need to be really careful, and obviously I or anyone else cannot really help you choose a good accountability partner, because that's something which only you can do it. Thank you very much. We'll move to the next video, and we'll learn something real good in the last one, and I'm sure you will get like way more than what expected from this whole series. Thank you once again.